I've had a few people ask about the shower tent setup, so I'm going to go over that with you today. Show you how it deploys. It's a Kickass brand. I mounted it to the roof inside. I didn't want to have it outside. The sun would kill it and bake it. And it's really not taking up any space inside that's necessary. I don't have any bags or anything here. The only bag I have is on the side over here. But in just a little bit, I'll show you how I hooked it up, how I connected it to the van, mounted it, as I should say. But let's check out how it expands. Very, very simple. Undo the zipper there, and then you've got a couple of red lashes here that are Velcro. I haven't done this in a while. Let's see if I can figure it out without making too much of a mess here of things. This is height adjustable too, so I suppose if you had a low roof and the same mounting setup, you could do that. So once these arms come all the way out, there's some things here that you can push in that'll keep them expanded. And there's actually rods down here that will help this thing keep shape. And I have it dropping down below the rear bumper, so it works that way. You could bring this all the way to the ground if you want. You can tie it off down here. You could tie it off even at the doors if you wanted to just do the corners. Obviously the wind's going to push it around a little bit. I think this thing needs to be adjusted some. Maybe when I put it in last, it actually got pulled up out of adjustment, but on this side of it here, you've got a zipper. I decided to mount it actually close inside. So the zipper on this whole corner up here in the top, or the front left, that way you could crawl into it easily from inside the van, from your bed or however you have your van set up. Let's see. But I usually have this a little bit lower than this. I also then will run my shower set up over the top of it. Let's get you a view of the inside. All right, we'll bring you around to the left side over here. Show the inside. So it zips from the bottom up, and it only goes so far up. It doesn't go all the way up, so it still stays together. And then on the inside here, on one side over here, on the passenger side, at least this is the orientation I have it, you've got a pouch here you can put your shampoo and everything in. Same type thing on the other side. And right here in the middle, let's make this a little better. This is actually going toward the front of the van. Inside the van, you've got a couple zippers. So if you want to do these, put these down, you could keep a towel and things like that sitting right here, your toiletry bag, if you want to finish up, and then you can pull this down and reach in and grab whatever you need. Or you could even climb in and out through here if you are agile enough to do so. But pretty nice build quality for what you're getting. This is fairly cheap. I think there's a couple others that are same type setup. Probably, private label type deal, but still got a decent amount of adjustment here that this can come down like this whole other, at least another foot, maybe 1.5 feet. And if you were to do that, this thing would be just about on the ground, and a lot more privacy down there. But depending on how tall you are, if I brought this down another foot, it's going to be at the top of my head, and I don't really feel like making eye contact with people while I'm showering, so I would rather have people check out my beautiful ankles and feet than anything else, if that's a problem, depending on where you're camping at. So get this put back together, and then I'll show you how I have it mounted in the van. Here, I'll put it back in stowed setup. see if I can remember how we're going to do this. So first we need to flip these little arms here so that it can bend back in. I think we had our left one first. Remember, you have those rigid posts at the bottom that need to still flip together. You're going to basically do them in the same way that this is going to close up. So driver's side arm in first, then I'll bring this in. I'm going to try and make sure my red tie lashes, Velcro deals are on top. All right, and looks like I did fold those correctly here. So down here, you're just gonna end up rolling this up. I try and keep it situated as much as possible. You want to grab onto your posts that are down here. All right, and no matter what you do, this is it's gonna come out wrinkled. It'll stay wrinkled. The only thing is, after you do use it, it's nice if you can right away after you're done, let it just hang and dry. Let the wind or heat or air or whatever dry it off. Help out quite a bit. Okay, we want our red lashing on the bottom, and then there's the other end of it up top. And you're going to put that up through there. There we go. It'll be self-explanatory when you're doing this. Again, only one other one on this side. We'll put that through the little buckle. Pull that down. But if you're not able to dry it off right away, then you can roll it up, stow it, and then just when you get to your next campsite, just set a reminder on your phone, or just remember to open it back up and let it dry when you get there. So there we go. Pretty easy to use. All right, here we are on the back side. So this right here, obviously, is the back side of your shower tent. It comes with these L brackets, and these mount in on one side of the L bracket. It mounts into the slots, so you can move these L brackets anywhere you want on the slots. And they're a little bit long. I've actually cut them here because they did stick down about here. A nice way to split your scalp open. So I trimmed those off, filed them down, repainted them, and then up here there is one hole that I used that was already there. I drilled it out a little bit and I put a rib nut in, and then I had to actually make another hole here. And I tell you that I made the hole in the L bracket itself and in the metal of the Promaster, but this L bracket is very, very solid, thick steel. It takes some drilling, so you're going to want to get a new drill bit and then use some WD-40 or oil on it while you're doing it, so you're not going to just kill your drill bit right away and dull it out. But that's how I mounted it. If you do have some 80-20, you could actually just put some 80-20 across here, and you could even just use flat stock, mount it onto your 80-20, come down and mount it into here. Or if you put an 80-20 bar across the bottom, then you could do it that way as well. I would go for some at least 1 inch, 1.5 or something. This doesn't weigh a lot, but it still does flex a little bit. If you're also interested in a deployable cell phone antenna here, a booster, I went ahead and actually use a magnet mount on mine. So I just keep it here when I'm driving and stuff. I can pull that off and I can just run it on the side. You have to be careful when you're running it through the seal around the door, but totally doable, totally easy. I just stick it on top when I'm parked. I can deploy my shower tent, That way I don't have anything outside that's going to get baked in the sun or possibly stolen or ripped off by trees and everything. So I'll put a link to these in the description, and if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm always happy to help and answer what I can. Cheers.